Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, yes, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision on what comic books to buy. And today, fans, we are talking about the long awaited, finally released Spider-Gwen issue number 1. That's right, fans. Now, this book has been in a lot of people's eyes for a very long time. When Edge of Spider-Verse issue number 2 was released, and we all read it and we saw it, we all thought it was a very original idea. The costume looked awesome. The artwork was revolutionary. The colors were great. And we all couldn't wait to see what Spider-Gwen's world was going to be like. And finally, we get that in this first issue. Alright, so if you guys are not familiar with the writer of this book is Jason Latour, and the artist here is Robbie Rodriguez. Now, the artwork in here is maybe different for a lot of people, but it's like this gritty artwork, but yet it has some like this psychedelic colors in here that brightens up the book, and you gotta love Gwen Stacy's spider costume in here. It's really well done. The villain featured in this particular book is the Vulture. He's very gritty. He's an old retired person who worked for Oscorp. That's who he is. That's who Toons is in this universe. Kind of reminds me of like this Halloween character in this particular issue. Here's a good picture of him here too. So really interesting here to see what the Vulture looked like in this series. Here we get to see different versions of what the Rhino looks like in here. So there's a lot of characters in this particular book that you see that you may have recognized in Spider-Man's universe, but in this universe is changed. Also here we get to see Ben Grimm, but Ben Grimm is just your regular police officer in this particular world, which was interesting to see. So there's a lot of things here as a reader that you're familiar with in the regular Marvel Universe that just slightly changed. Here we get to see Foggy Nelson in here as well, and he works for the police department. So a lot of crazy stuff in here that happens. But yes, the artwork is nice, and again, when Gwen Stacy wears that costume, that's where I feel the artwork really shines. You know, it's very modern and very fits in today's society. She wears earbuds while she's around. She has a backpack. So again, it's very modern. So what did I think about this actual story now that the hype is here and it's finally arrived? Was this issue any good? Will I be continuing to read it? First off, yes, I will be continuing to read it. You guys all know I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. Most Spider books I pick up. This was definitely good enough to pick up again. But what this issue really focused on was we get to see that you know, Spider-Woman has all these billboards up, and we get to see that there's someone who's looking for attention, and that person that's looking to go after her is the Vulture here. And the Vulture is the one that is responsible for this crime that's going on, wind up capturing Ben Grimm, who's a police officer, threw him off of like 6 stories, and he wound up surviving. And we get to see that Captain Stacy is being relieved of his duties due to the connection of Spider-Woman and whatnot. We find out that we're trying to get more information here of what's going on, and we find out that the Punisher, Frank Castle, is in this particular series as well. So he tries to get some information. We get to see a lot of Mary Jane in here with her band and her dealing with her band members and her rise to stardom. We get to see how that's going on in here because they need a new drummer, and you know, Gwen Stacy wound up getting kicked out. And in this issue, you get to see this pretty lengthy battle by the time it gets to with Gwen and in the Vulture here. And by the time you wind up getting to the end of it, we wind up seeing that Gwen is falling into the river or into the ocean or whatnot. So again, what did I think about this particular issue? I wasn't as impressed with this one as the first one. Part of the reason being is that I felt an emotional connection here. I felt emotional connection with issue number one, where we had Gwen Stacy, uh, being thrusted into this Spider-Woman suit and trying to uh, decide what she wants to be in this world, and then facing her father. Now we get to see her just on this random adventure trying to stop the retired lunatic Vulture. I thought it was good issue. I thought it had okay action, but I thought the story for me it lacked a little bit. I thought it was cool that we get to see characters that we're familiar with in the universe. But I just felt that there wasn't this real connection, and I didn't feel like I connected to Gwen at all, or I didn't feel like I really connected to Captain Stacy at all. And I just felt like it was just for me, it was like Gwen fighting the Vulture, and that was really it here. Again, this is your first issue. This is really an introduction to the character, where she goes, how she develops. Time will tell. I definitely will give Spider-Gwen a solid try. But for me, this book was just it was just above average. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It wasn't anything special for me. It definitely did not live up to its hype. I thought, again, that Spider-Verse issue was very well done, and that was well written, and I would have loved to see an issue like that, obviously, as issue number one. What I'm hoping for in this series was to get maybe a little bit more background on Spider-Gwen, maybe on Peter's life, on how he became or how he got to the point he got to when he took the lizard serum. I kind of want to see more of that aspect of the story, not her just kind of get thrown into this adventure about, how people don't respect her when she's around, but then they want her when she's not around, and things like that. So I don't know, but obviously we're going to give it a lot more time. I'm going to see how this book develops. Hopefully I will like it more. And I'm not saying don't go out and buy it. This is for sure probably a collector's item in today's modern comics. You don't get that as often. So by the time I got done again reading it, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. So guys, leave me your comments below. Tell me what you thought of Spider-Gwen. Were you a little bit let down on this one? Did the hype overtake your excitement when you got done reading this? Were you kind of just like, or are you just happy to have this in your collection? So fans, again, leave me your comments below on what you thought of Spider-Gwen. And as always, fans, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. Appreciate the comments. And fans, don't forget to check out my other reviews over on Comic Frontline. I did a review on Amazing Spider-Man issue number 15, the Spider-Verse epilogue. And you guys can catch me also on Zone 4 podcast.com. I do a podcast over there with the Zone 4 crew each and every month. And fans, again, until that next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Sayer signing off. Thanks for watching, fans. Take care. Bye.